In today's video, I'm going to show you guys how to install Apache 2 and overall how to run Apache web server. So before we get started, I highly recommend that you have a Linux host to install Apache on and to run Apache on. And apart from that, all you need is you just need administrator access or root access to actually install Apache, right? Other than that, you can get started. So just need to type in sudo apt install Apache 2. And this will maybe ask you for your password. Just put your password in, and as soon as it's finished, it should be installed. There is a quick way that we can actually check if it has been installed. All you have to do is literally type in Apache 2, right? And if it gives you either some kind of error, this will actually confirm that Apache has been successfully installed. So we can continue to the further process. If you would like to make sure that Apache is launched on every single time you launch your host, so basically on startup, all you have to do is you have to type in sudo systemctl enable Apache 2, right? This will basically make sure that Apache is running every single time the system gets either restarted or basically turned on, right? If you want to disable Apache from starting on startup, all you have to do is you just have to type in disable, right? This will prevent Apache from starting up. If you would like to check the status of Apache, all you have to do is you have to type in sudo systemctl status Apache 2. Right? And as you can see, it actually displays that it is running, right? So this is how we can check if the server is running or if there's any problem. Now, if you want to access your web server, there's two ways that you can do this. If you're accessing it through the host, right? So when the web server is running on the current computer that you're accessing it from, what you can do is you can call something localhost, right? So if you type in Firefox or basically another browser, you can actually copy this URL into a browser. I'm just doing it from the command line because it's faster. Localhost, right? Now you can ensure that it is running on port 80. You don't actually have to type this, but just to make sure everything is working properly, I highly recommend that you put a colon and 80. So if I run this command, what this is going to do, as you can see, it launched a web server on localhost. Now localhost basically just means this computer, right? And as you can see, it says Apache 2 default page. If you can see this page, everything is working absolutely fine, right? Now, you most likely want to add some files to Apache, right? So let me actually show you how you can add files to your web server. So the following directory or the root directory of your web server is var www.html. So if you type in cd/var www.html, this will take you to the directory that basically this is the root directory or like the main folder of your web server, right? So if you type in ls, it should show you a file called index.html. What you have to do to add files is literally just create another file, right? Because this is the root directory and Apache already recognizes this directory. So we don't need to really change anything, right? So let's actually add like hello.txt, right? So I'm just going to put hello and let's put like h1, hello, my name is William. Let's close it. And if you basically save the file, right now, as you can see, it actually says permission denied. This is where we actually need root access. So if I actually cancel this and I quit this, and I type in sudo su, right? You don't actually have to type this, but I like to basically just escalate my privileges because anything that you do in HTML directory or in the web server directory, it requires root permissions, right? Or elevated privileges. So then to create a file, right? Or basically show a HTML file, all I have to do is literally just type in nano hello.html. Make sure it's a HTML file unless you want a txt file, because obviously the extension does matter, right? So let's just write what I've wrote 2 seconds ago. So hello, my name is William, right? And let's just close the file. And now if you literally just come to your web server and http localhost, right? Now, if you type in http localhost, yes, the file that has been displayed, so the index file is going to still be on the main page. However, if you type in literally hello.html, as you can see, the file executes, right? So this is important that if you put a file, you need to remember to put the extension as well if you want to see that file, right? And technically that is it. This is how you can actually run your own web server. You can obviously host this on anything you want. You can host this on your local network or over the internet. This is completely up to you, right? I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions, please comment down below. And that's it. Thank you for watching. Peace.